Hey guys, so today I want to talk about things that I'd like to see added to Predator hunting grounds. Meanwhile, the Predator is holding me, and apparently I don't have a head, nor is my character loaded in. Nice. um, but it's like I just want to talk about some of the things that I'd like to see added into Predator hunting grounds, and just maybe some ideas because I do want to see this game grow and grow in a good way and not just die off within the next month. I'd hate to see that because I do really like the game. Granted, I have my issues with it, which is another topic for another video, which I'll be making. Um, but I guess okay, nice. Oh well. you know, the first thing is, for me, I'm big on customization, stuff like that. So, just like some ideas, you know, I'd love if they added more masks because I don't feel like there's enough here, and I wish they kind of would have brought some of the movie masks, um, from like Predators, AVP Requiem, some of the ones from AVP. Like those movies there, they could bring some from the comics. I don't know if any of these are from the comics or not, or if they're their own design. But I'd like to see more masks, in my opinion, because I am big on customization, especially when it comes to the Predator. And in terms of like the war paint, one thing I'd kind of like to see with the war paint is not necessarily more war paints, but the ability to change the color. Because all of these are color locked, and I kind of wish you could change them a little bit. I feel like it'd be kind of cool. Um, but I mean, it's not massive in like top of my list type of things I want to see added. But it's one of those things that I'd like to see. Um, and another thing in terms of customization is we can customize the armor style in terms of its color and all that. I'd almost kind of like to see, like, depending on which class you are, you can choose completely different armor styles, not just colors. And because I feel like that would make the characters a little bit more unique, and I think it would just be, you know, interesting to see the armor styles that they come up with. Um, and like I said, that would be based on which class you are. So berserkers would have your different armor styles for berserkers specifically, um, scouts, and so on. Um, another thing that I'd like to see is maybe a few more weapons. Um, I'm not really like I have a few ideas in terms of like gear or weapons that they could add. But right now, it just kind of seems like the combi stick and the net gun are really the only viable things. I know the handheld plasma caster can be decent. Um, I'm not a big fan of it myself, but that's me. Um, Smart disk I find is just too hard to use, but I'm on controllers, so I feel like the bow could use a little bit of a buff. Um, because to me, I haven't used it really all that much, but I do kind of feel like I wish it did a little bit more damage. Um, but I don't know. I don't know how the numbers all work out and the different charging stages of it. I don't know. But it's like one thing I could think of as like another weapon is what about the whip? Because that's one weapon I'd kind of like to see. And the way I was thinking of it is like, you know, it'd reach further than the combi stick. Um, and maybe it could have like a mechanic where you can pull the fire team members closer to you. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe that'd be a little OP. I'm not sure. I guess it depends on how much damage it'd deal. Um, but it's like the whip I think would be kind of cool as a weapon. I think I'd probably end up using it quite a bit, depending on how it fared. But another thing that I was thinking of is what about the shurikens? You know, add them as a gear item. And I was thinking that with the shurikens, it would be, to me, the way to balance those is I'm not sure exactly in terms of how many you would get, but do deal like 75 damage each. That way every class can tank at a minimum of 2 um, before they go down. And I feel like that would be fair. I don't know, I could be wrong. Um, I guess it kind of depends on how hard are they to aim, is there drop to them, and so on. And stuff like that. I'd like to see more gear items in the first place. Um, but that's just my opinion. I don't know. I don't feel like there's enough gear items for the Predator. Um, but like in terms of the fire team, you know, they could add maybe, you know, some new weapons in there somewhere. I don't know. I don't know what weapons they'd add, but just maybe some more weapons. Um, like my main thing is a lot of to do with the Predator side of things. Um, you know, more customization for the fire team would be nice too. I mean, even if that's all they got, I'd be fine with that. Even though I've been playing fire team mostly because I don't want to wait in 5-6 minute queues for the Predator. Um, but you know, they could add more weapons, more customization. The gear, I don't know exactly what they'd add extra for gear. Because I feel like they have plenty the way it is. They pretty much have everything. Um, so I mean, that's like my thoughts, anyway. Um, but you know, a lot of the things that I would like added have to do with the Predator side and just kind of more masks, maybe different armor styles, um, you know, some more weapons, some more gear, stuff like that. You know, some other things that I'd like to see within Predator Hunting Grounds is just some game mechanics, I guess. Like the Predator being one big thing is like knowing where the fire team is going to go. Like maybe it's a gear item where you can intercept their transmission and you can hear where they're supposed to go. Because then I feel like the bear traps and the motion detectors would be a little bit more useful in that case. Because of you could plant it where you gotta place it where they have to go, and for me, I feel like that would be a big thing. To me, it would make bear traps a little bit more useful instead of throwing them in the middle of combat. But also like that is maybe like increasing the like giving the fire team more objectives. Like I get that they do have that little simple extra one that you can do at the end if you make it that far. Um I would kind of like to almost see more, like, if you could either exfil after your first, like, set or whatever, or you could go on to, like, another set within that same game to maybe earn more XP. Um, I feel like that'd be kind of nice, just lengthen the game a little bit more. Um, and maybe being able to see where the chopper is being called in, because otherwise the predator, majority of the time, always feels like they're going to be a little late to it, which means they really only have one chance to jump on, the people. And it usually doesn't work out. Usually. Um, and there's just some other things. Are like new maps, maybe like a city map here and there. I feel like that'd be kind of cool if they could do it. Um, and just more maps in general, more objectives. I feel like would be nice. Um, but that's mainly what I have for today. I think I covered everything that I'd like added into the game for the most part. I'm not expecting the stuff to be in the game at all. It's just some of my suggestions. Um, just to make it a little bit more replayable and stuff like that. So that's all I got today, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.